Video, we're going to continue working with the hand washing data set that's found in Canvas, and we're going to continue with January. If you haven't seen the previous videos, now would be a great time to go back and watch them. As you can see, I'm in StatCrunch here, and I have our results hidden. If you go to the StatCrunch menu, go to results, you can see what we've already done. You can see the cumulative frequency table that we did, and we talked about the labeling problem here in a previous video, and you can also just see the frequency table. Okay, so I'm going to continue working with the second column, which is one we copied and pasted from this duration column. We just took the values for January. So you want to go here to the graph menu and go down to histogram, and let's click on seconds, and let's leave the bins alone for now. Just hit compute. And this is what it gives us. So what is each bin? Each bin seems to have a class width of not 5 seconds, but 2.5 seconds. If you notice, we have 2 columns between 5 and 10, so that means each of them can only be 2.5 seconds in width. So I'm not a real fan of that. So let's go ahead and hit edit, and let's actually specify our bins. So specify our classes. The lowest class limit is 0, and each class width or each bin width is going to be 5 seconds. And let's go ahead and go compute. And there it is. So what does this tell you? This histogram tells me that in January, I washed my hands between 0 and 5 seconds, a total of, what does this look, 15 times? Yep, it is 15. And then this will go and show you the interval notation. Notice below frequency 15, it says seconds, and then it has 0, 5 with a bracket next to the 0 and a parenthesis next to the 5. That is interval notation. So what that is telling you is that 0 is included there, but any 5-second values are not included there. So if we wanted to check out 5-second values, you'd have to go to this bar. This bar includes the 5-second values. Now, what if you want to count up how many times did I wash my hand in a month? Well, we already know this is 173 from previous videos, but if you don't, you would add up all these values. So we'd add up 15. Let me get my calculator out here. So I'd have 15 plus, and then in the second class, I have 48. So I'm going to add to that 48, and I'm going to keep going. In this third class, from 10 to 15 seconds, I have 18. That's 18 hand washing sessions, 81. And I can keep going. Oops. Let me clear this real quick. I have 8 in this column, so let's add 8 to that. And then finally, in my last 2 columns, there are 71 and 13. And actually, I lost that 89 that I had added here, so let's just go ahead and add that back in, and that's the total 173. And then finally, one last thing here. If I were to, you saw this earlier, when I tapped on this, it turned pink, and it shows me what rows include that data. So if you can see on seconds, here are 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 18 and 17. So here, let's not select that one. So let me clear this selection and just click this first class. That will show you, if you go through these rows, you notice none of them include a 5. So in case you never remember, just go ahead and select, and that'll remind you that the upper class limit here is included in the next bar. Finally, what if I wanted to just change this at all? Maybe make it a little bit easier for someone to say, verify how many times I washed my hands, at least 20 seconds, according to CDC guidelines. I think that's a recommendation. I'd go to edit, and I change my width here, my class width. Here it's a bin width to 10, and then suddenly right here, that's the number of times I washed my hands, at least 20 seconds per CDC guidelines 84.